Hey guys, so we are back here and starting up episode 7 of the Los Angeles Kings franchise mode. I just ended the last video about a couple minutes ago, and we are looking at the 7th and 8th round pick, or overall pick in this coming draft. But what I'm going to try and do now is trade into. I'd like to get that Telquist guy. So I think what I'm going to try and do is, where is he at? Figure out where he's at. If we can get a hold of that Colorado pick, I think that would set us up pretty well. So he's projected to go 18. So I think we're going to have to go a little bit higher than that. So maybe we hold off on doing that and possibly jump into the back end of the draft here and grab some of these players that are that have very good potential that could still jump into the NHL. This was the guy right here that I was talking about at the end of last video, Ekman. So he's at 33, and that's who we want to go get. So if we want to make up our draft board here, we have this goalie, Wallstead. I don't think we're going to bother going after. There's nobody here. Maybe we'll go ahead and grab this guy. He's going to be probably a late round pick. We can probably get some value there. Maybe recoup a second round pick for next year out of him. In terms of defensemen, he's not going to be around. Plandowski, I doubt we'll be going after him. Elias Carmichael. Lambos is a medium elite, I know that much. He looks pretty good. I feel like he's going to be good for some reason. 6'4" Russian defenseman. He's going to be kind of that shutdown guy that I think we are going to be needing eventually. Maybe pair him with Jamie Stone. That's one thing I wish our scouts would have done a better job at, is scouting, doing their actual job, because right now we know that there are quite a bit of players out there, but we just don't know what they are. If this guy's actually 2 years away, I think that's pretty accurate. He's definitely going to be a guy we're going to look into drafting, especially that late in the draft. I'd say he's probably going to be a medium elite. We know these guys here are all pretty good. 2 years, 5 years. So this guy, he would be not bad. Berehowski, if we could pick him up. Got a couple guys here. Whitmore, I think it's worth taking a risk on that. It looks like he's going to be quite the goal scorer. Chistov. With this guy here, Oscar Ekman. We definitely need to get a hold of him. His personality looks pretty well too, so that's definitely a plus. The first round, or the first pick, is about to take place, so I'm expecting Ratty to be the first round pick. Yeah. So I think we have one more possession, one or two, just to go through and maybe check out our short list, create that. So he's definitely going to go on it. I don't think I'm going to risk taking this guy. He's so low rated. I feel like he's going to be an AHL player. He's interesting, as is this guy. It's pretty close. I'd say he's a top or a low top 6. Dylan Gunter, he's not bad. He'd be a really interesting player to grab hold of too. Let's see. Tristan Robbins. So, I'm interested in this guy. I feel like he could be something. Where? I'm gonna pin this guy too. I can't remember who I'm looking for right now. But anyways, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to pick 30, and so 31 would be. So this is 32. This would be 33. So I think we should try and be safe and maybe go ahead and grab this pick. And who do we have that we can possibly, that they're interested in? And it doesn't look like anybody. These guys they're interested in. So we did sign Derek Forbett to an extension. Oh, no, we didn't. Oh, that sucks. I wonder if they would do Mark Pissick for him straight up. No. So we would have to add something. So if we could add in, do they have any goaltenders? We got Filatella, and we also have Perrick. if we maybe paired them together, would they be interested in doing that deal? No, they wouldn't. So maybe if we add Cal Peterson as well. I know these guys aren't going to have very much trade value, but it is what it is. I feel like I definitely did get Forbid an extension. Let's just go and double check on that. Yeah, he did. He got an extension, so maybe they'll do straight up for that. No. All right. Wonder if there's anybody at the end of the first round that would want to move. So the Leafs are looking to move their pick. So maybe that would be a little bit easier to get a hold of. Give them back maybe one of those players we were just looking at shopping. So I wonder if they could do with both of them, and then we can just replace them in free agency. So let's see. Are they also possibly looking for a goaltender? We could definitely trade them Jack Campbell. Toronto could use a deal based on what you want from us. We consider taking him. So I would also add in Perique if they would do that deal. Or Viatella. Then that frees up a spot for Perique. And they took, oh wow, 84 overall sniper. He's going to be a stud. Once again, the rich get richer. And so now they have Jack Hughes, Lafreniere, and McDonough. So if we want to continue to go back and try and get this trade to work, to trade into the first round, we want to acquire this pick, and we are willing to give up Pysyk, Forbid, and is there anybody else here that they would possibly like? Well, they want Jack Campbell, that's for sure. Viatella, and we'll also give them a draft pick. Let's give them a 6th round pick. That's got to go through. Yes, thank God. Okay, so we are now positioned where we want to be. So let's keep going up to our pick. So the defenseman from Russia goes number 3. The Finnish player goes number 4. The other Finnish defenseman goes number 5 to the Red Wings. And Mason McTavish, which is just who we were looking at grabbing, goes at 6 to the Ottawa Senators. So they're building up a good core as well. Who we have to pick from, though, is we are left with Peter Reynolds, who we were looking at getting. So we're going to go ahead and make that selection. He put up godly numbers in the WHL. What did he do the year before that? Over a point a game as a 16-year-old, and as a 17-year-old in the WHL, put up almost 2 points a game. So he's definitely going to be quite the player for us, similar to Joe Thornton, so that's always nice to see. So with the 7th overall pick, we are selecting Peter Reynolds, which is not a bad pick at all. And I think with our second pick, where we want to go is we would like to pick Luke Hughes. So I think what the game plan is going to be is to try and move back a couple selections, maybe to 10 or possibly 11. So we're at 8, 9, 10, 11. So let's see if we can maybe move back a couple spots and recoup that 6th round pick that we gave up to move into the first round pick, or move into the first round again. So we'll do that one. And they're looking to give up a 4th, so I wonder if we can grab a hold of that. No, they're not cool with that. They give us a 6th from next year, I wonder. And let's try and throw in a 7th too. Be a little bit greedy, but okay. So I don't think they're gonna do that trade. So we might have to. Let's just move back 1 for now and see what happens. I am fine with picking Luke Hughes at 8. I'm just really hoping to possibly pick up another late round pick, because you never know who you could get in one of those later rounds. And there's the Vegas pick that we weren't able to acquire. Okay, so we picked up that 6 to go back 1 spot. So that's nice. And with that pick, who are they going to select? Jacob Melanson, Quebec. So left on the draft board is who? Trevor Wong still there. Jack Lambert still there, as is Luke Hughes. So I think what we can do is possibly jump back. Actually, let's see. Where does our scout think he should go? He thinks he should definitely go 11th, which is where kind of the consensus is of everybody else too. So I think what we're going to do is risk it and trade back to 11, see if we can pick up maybe, and we're going back 2 spots this time, maybe we can pick up a 5th round pick or a 6th and a 7th. So hopefully we'll be able to move back, and awesome. So we just moved back another couple spots. So we picked up a 5th and a 6th for falling back, from 8 to 7. So maybe, or 8 to 11. So maybe we should have not done that. Oh my, that's depressing. So I guess we just got burned by that. So let's continue, or let's see who's all on the, who's available for us to select from here, and maybe just continue moving back to somebody that we have a little bit more interest in. Unless one of these guys here, did anybody put up gaudy stats in the league that they played in? Colton Dock played pretty well. Sillinger's all right. He wasn't nothing special. Stringer, that was pretty good. We know he's going to be great. Henrik Telquist, he didn't put up much stats, but he's NHL ready for next year. He could come in and be a key contributor. Moberg, I don't think I want to move back that far. So if we can maybe move back to, I think 15 will probably be safe, which is actually lucky because 15 wants to be moved. So we're going to move back to here, try and acquire, if we're dropping back this far, we should be able to get a hold of hopefully like a 3rd maybe. 3rd would be nice. That might be pushing it though. Yeah, so that was pushing it. So let's try and grab maybe a future 3rd. Maybe they'd be a little bit more willing to part with that, which they were. Okay, so we picked up quite a bit of draft capital to move back there. So we're hoping now that Telquist falls to us. So far so good. I feel like Colton Dog would have been a good player to pick, but we're so deep at center to begin with. And it is our turn to go already, I think, isn't it? So who all left and how many players do we have? So we could fall back even a couple more spots, honestly. Yeah, I think we're probably safe to fall back another 2 spots. In worst case scenario, we do get a defenseman, which we were looking at getting anyways. In this guy from where? The Czech. So let's try maybe moving back to trade with the Coyotes and see if we can pick up a future, maybe 4th. I don't think a 3rd. I don't think we can do that again, can we? No. All right, let's try maybe 4th and 5th. Worst case scenario, we only get 1 pick, but hey, it's 1 more pick that we didn't have before we started. Yeah, so we got a 4th and a 5th. Wow, we are picking up so many mid-round picks here, which is good though because hopefully we can get a hold of maybe a couple steals, find a few diamond in the roughs, and get still get the players that we want. So we just have to hope that it's not Henrik Telquist, and it wasn't. What a deep draft, though. These guys that being high top 6s, even back this far, that's quite incredible. But we are going to go with Henrik Telquist, the Swedish player, who I'm hoping is probably going to be upper 70s. 82. Wow, 82 overall in the back half of the first round pick, which is probably higher than our first round. Yeah, which is higher than Peter Reynolds. So we really can't complain there. So if we want to just continue simming to the next, our next first round pick, we are looking. Let's see, who all do we got here? Moberg, we knew he was going to be good. Pinelli, we got Harrison going. I'm not even going to pronounce that one. Philly Pandowski was a medium elite, so that's kind of a bummer that we decided to pass on him. So we are Carson Lambos. That would have been a nice pick. I thought that was this guy up here. Cameron Wynot. Yes, he plays for the Mooseheads right now. We have Daniel Chaika. The goaltender goes at 29, and who goes at 30 is Allen. I believe he's playing in Prince Albert. So the player that we are looking for is Ekman. And I think to be safe, we should just go ahead and take him right now. So we're going to end up with another stud of a player. So we're going to probably have 3 impact NHLers in this draft, just in the first round alone. So Ekman, let's make this selection. And he turns out to be, he's a top 6. And what is his overall? 76 overall. So another great pick. So our next pick is where? Pick 67. So that is the beginning of the 3rd round. So is there anybody here that we absolutely want to get? This guy pinned. I think it'd be nice to get him, but I don't want to give up more draft capital. Gunther would be nice to get, but again, the draft capital thing is kind of coming back to haunt us here. Where we're not 100%. I don't think we can move up. I think we're just going to be stuck where we are at. It'd be nice. We're going to have to draft some defensemen here too. So maybe we can either go with one of these goaltenders. I think it's early for a goalie. Maybe we just jump ahead and grab Brant Clark right there. But I think let's get up there and see. Is there any steals that we might have missed out on? Nobody that's really piquing my attention. We knew he was going to be good. Didn't really think he was going to be that good, but still, great selection there. Anybody else? That goaltender was pretty good. This guy here. So is Tristan Lennox. Dubinsky, that's a good selection. I didn't think he was going to be 75 overall. Good for Dallas, doing their due diligence. Same with Boston, another stud. Couple studs there. He wasn't that good. 62 overall, top 6. That could be a lot better. There's a medium elite, so that's kind of a steal. Any other steals here? Not really. Those 2 goalies just went. But I don't think we would have been, interested in getting one of them. So who can we go with here? This defenseman, he kind of piqued my interest when we were scouting him, just because, he had that 3-year ETA, offensive instinct, defensive zone play, passing ability. I feel like he might be the player right now. Derek Nicholas. Who's this guy? Is there anybody here that's kind of piquing my attention? We didn't really do a good job at scouting in this range, unfortunately. They're all just medium 9s. So I think what we're going to do is, so we got 2 picks? 2 picks coming up here. I'm going to take a gamble on this guy, Evan Gibbons, out of NCAA USA East. So let's pretend he's going to BU. 64 overall, that's not bad. His stats, he's in a decent position. Could probably definitely make the NHL in maybe 3 years. I don't think that's too far fetched. So if we want to continue simming to our next pick, yeah, we didn't really miss out on anybody too special there. I think with this one, we're going to go with the sure thing in... Oh, wait, who's this? Stuart Roloffs. He looks pretty good. 3 years. Oh, man, that's tempting. Because I could probably easily go out and get a hold... What I want to do is get a hold of Whitmore and Brant Clark. So let's go get Brant Clark now. We know he's going to be quite the player, medium elite. And the other guy was at 80, so let's go 72. Let's go to this one here and try and trade for this, and we'll take Whitmore with it. Who's matching the block for them? Who do they want to take on? They take Brett Connolly from us, or maybe Frederick Gauthier. I don't think that's going to go through. No. What if we added a pick to it? We just picked up all that draft capital, so we can probably afford to part with some of it. Let's go send them back their 7. Actually, let's send them this, because that's the last pick in the draft. And we'll also send them a 6th from Toronto. They still don't want to trade. What if I continue to just add 6th onto it? No. Okay. So let's just keep going pick by pick and maybe see where we end up. Our next pick isn't until 125, so we definitely got to make a move here to get into this 3rd round again. So we can probably go back as far as 88. So that's still going to be in the 3rd round. So we're what? So there's 80, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's, to be safe, try and maybe grab the Stars pick. And they are interested in pretty much the same people. So let's see if maybe we can trade multiple of these guys away. And acquire that pick in return. So we're going to see if we can trade the pair of former Toronto Maple Leafs, and they want a little bit more. There's nothing from the goaltendings that we're willing to part with. Are they interested in any of these? Oops, did not mean to hit that. No, so we're going to have to continue to make this a little bit more enticing for them. We're going to be loaded next draft with picks. We're just not going to know what to do with ourselves, so we may as well start trying to use them to move up here. 5th is as far as I'll go. Okay, I'll add 7th. And that's just, you know what, let's add a 6th. 5th and a 6th. We have so many of them, so let's try and use them up. They still don't want to deal with us. What if I made this a 6th instead of a 7th? No, it's going to be too hard to get that pick. I wish I would have scouted him a little bit more, because I'm worried about losing a medium elite in the 3rd round. He could also end up being just a medium top 9, but his ratings are so good. He's yeah, I gotta go and bite the bullet. I gotta make a trade to get that guy. So let's try and get him at this pick. I wonder if anybody be interested in Brett Connolly. That contract's kind of an albatross, but you never know. Nope, they're not really taking the bait either. So it's time to reach into our draft capital. Okay, so they don't want Connolly, but we could offer them, how about a 5th? No, let's make it ours. Ours will probably be a little bit better, might have a little bit more value. And would they do it if we added in like a 6th round pick for next year too? By God, it's so hard to trade. Not far off, so maybe if I just add one more 7th. Okay, one more 6th. My God, it should not be this hard to trade. Okay, we make this a 6th. Rejected, oh my. Okay, what if I make it 2/5? But I'm taking out this. Oh my God, it's just impossible. There. Okay, so we got the pick we need to go and select Whitmore. We also got this guy here though. So let's hope that I'm making the correct selection. Yeah, based on, yeah, I think we definitely are. So let's go ahead and make it. And he ended up being a medium top 9, which is what I was afraid of. So that kind of stinks. But our next selection is at, yeah, still 125. So let's go ahead and take a peek and see if anybody, we need to trade to get anybody here. This Fenton guy looked kind of interesting, but oh wow, why do I find myself? Why do I do this to myself all the time? So we're probably gonna want to go and get him. He's pretty much guaranteed to be a 2 years away from the NHL, so I think he's actually gonna be a low elite. Is there anybody else around 120? So then we also want to get a hold of this guy, or do we want to get just wait and get Chistov? So he was at what, 90? Pick 90 some, I think. So I think he's going to be a 4th rounder. Let's see, how far down is he? Pick 107. So we can probably wait a bit. So if we sim to the next round, pick 94. Did we miss out on anybody there with our selection? I really hope not. That was a bad trade for us. He was a low top 4. We probably would have been better off going with him. In terms of other, there was medium top 4 around us. So there's 94, 95, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 101. So to be safe, let's go with this one. And I wonder who we can trade to get this pick. Be nice if we can maybe get rid of Dustin Brown. I know he's kind of a veteran presence on the team, but that cap hit is just, it's going to be a issue for us going forward. I'd honestly be ready or willing to part with some draft picks too. Not far off. Okay, so we can work with that. What do we got for next year picks? Let's start trying to pawn some of them off because we're probably going to end up getting some rejected. Okay. Maybe get rid of this one too. And what about the other 7th round pick that we got? Actually, let's hold on to that in case there's somebody that we want to snag up. We'll give away that one though. Trade accepted. Okay, so we are going to simulate up and pick our boy, Zach Fenton. It's Zach Fenton, right? Oh, we could have went back even farther. Zane Fenton. Okay, so we are going to select him. Low top 6, but he does have a really good overall. So that's kind of like promising, especially at 18 years old. I might sign him and play him in the AHL next year with that overall. So this pick has got to be Chistov. This is our Chistov pick right here. So he looks like he's going to make the NHL in about 4 years. Another low elite. So hopefully he can grow pretty quick. Our next pick's at 135. Is there anybody here that we need to hold off on? Eric Reed. I don't think I really want to move up to risk getting a player like that. All right, let's just simulate ahead. He was a low elite. God, I'm always second guessing myself, especially on these like centermen. They're so hard to draft, I find. So, who do we want to go with here? We can pick. We have still quite a few guys on our draft board that we can go ahead and grab. So, is there anybody here that we know for sure is going to be good or good enough to draft? It's this guy. I'm going to hold off on that. Holden Stahl. He's still pretty young. He could be a guy we're looking at. I think what we're actually going to do is just start sorting by potential and maybe taking some shots in the dark here. I think we're kind of at that point in the draft anyways. So, with that being said, let's go after who's the highest. So we got 142 here. I don't think he's going to be very good. 5'8" center. I'm not really down with that. Let's pick up this guy, Luke Prokop. I think he's definitely a low top 4. So we're just gonna pretty much sim the rest of the draft out. I don't think we're too concerned about missing on players right now. We're just kind of taking shots in the dark. In terms of who we got next, we're at 160. It's at 170. Let's go with Isaac Garfey. He's definitely a low top 6, so we might be able to have something there with him. So here we're into our final 2 picks of the draft now. So with that, I'm guessing we should probably go with this guy, low elite. Is there anybody else here that's kind of interesting? You know, pops my eye? The answer is not really. So these two guys could be mediums. They're not really scouted that well, though. What's this guy? I think we can probably grab him with our last pick. So at worst, he's probably going to be a low top 6. But I'm pretty sure I edited this guy to make him a low elite. Or low top 4, and that's not bad. So we got a lot of... Oh, I don't have another pick. Okay, let's just try and trade for one. And hopefully grab a hold of... Actually, what is the very last pick in the draft? So... I think 7 times 30 is 210. So maybe if we grab like one of the last couple picks, so like this one here should probably be fine. And we'll just trade it for a 7th round pick for next year. Actually, let's do 2 years. We're using a lot of picks for next year already. All right. So we just moved back into the draft, and we're going to take Xavier Dietz. As long as he's still there. And there he is right there. So he might have actually got selected. But we traded in and got a low top 6 grinder. So that's kind of interesting. Hopefully he'll be able to develop into something, if nothing else, maybe be a AHL player for us. And I think that's going to sim out our draft. So, we came away with 3 guys that are probably going to be in the lineup next year. And a lot of other guys that could develop into something. So with that being said, I think I'm going to cut the video here, and we will pick it up next time at the beginning of the off season and July 1st. So peace.